Happy Halloween, Gothamites. Welcome back to Batman Arkham Knight. In this video, we're going to be repeatedly taking care of some of Riddler's challenges.
Perhaps the real challenge is tolerating his relentless self-aggrandizing commentary.
Ha, nice one, Alfred. So yeah, we're going to be tracking down some Riddler informants, wrecking some of the Riddler's nice challenges for us, you know, all sorts of nice manner of things like that. So every time you immobilize a car, usually one or two or three guys will crawl out of it, and you'll have this nice opportunity to go ahead and interrogate that. Hello. Well, that's just rude. Yeah, it's the first time I've had that happen. Oh well. Have a challenge to pull out this wall, and inside the wall, we can't take the Batmobile inside. You can tell because there's that little blocker right there, which obviously the Batmobile can't go through. But inside here, we do find a trophy, but it's a little bit of a tricky trick, a little bit of a tricky trap. The Riddler never plays fair, so of course it's hooked up to a sentry gun. Luckily, mine's bigger. That is not the last time we'll be running into that sort of trap.
Not what I think it is! It's Batman! Step on it!
I'm gonna try and avoid a repeat of that accidentally shooting the guy before. I'm just taking out most of the guys. The last one, he can try to run, but he can't hide.
There's two ways we can do this. Both hurt.
I'll tell you everything.
Good.
I can't imagine that's actually a very effective interrogation strategy. There's two ways we can do this. Both of them will cause you long-term damage. I mean, what's the incentive there, Bats? You know, I feel like his method needs work. His negotiations may not be so hot.
The preliminaries are done with, Dark Knight. I hope you understand that. Oh, had I so wished, you'd have failed before you had even begun to comprehend the very first hurdle. But no, no, no. I wanted you to know the full extent of my brilliance, you understand? To fully appreciate my superiority. But now, well, I'm not going easy on you anymore.
And so we have ourselves another one of the Riddler's racetracks. This one's called the Crushinator.
Another racetrack, detective, but please, do not let its unique peculiarities crush your spirit. Well, shall we begin? No, Dark Knight, you are not losing what little grip you had on reality. Merely enter the brave new world of my design.
So, fun fact, you can't actually die in these racetracks. Even though it may seem otherwise. You'll see.
300 dead bats of pressure, detective. I invented the measurement myself.
The green blocks are not controlled by you, they're controlled by the Riddler. And they usually go at predetermined intervals.
That would have injured someone whose skull wasn't so thick.
But it can be a little tricky.
Onward, Batman! Or does the Dark Knight require a pit stop?
I don't know, I thought all pit stops were administered at the courtesy of Mr. Enigma, sir. Yep, hello. Uh-oh.
Careful, detective! I'd like the car to be working when I'm done.
So yeah, if you ever get caught under the ceiling, the Batmobile will explode, you know. I mean, it is a certain number of dead bats of pressure.
Who cares?
But luckily, you'll just respawn with no problem. You know, you'll only be missing a few seconds off your time, really. So that's nice.
That's it. I'm cranking it up. 500 dead bats of pressure. You know, I think the wheels on that thing might actually be as thick as your skull. Feeling claustrophobic, detective? Get ready for the final lap. You'll be crushed, flattened, pulverized. Any second now. It's time. 1,000 dead bats of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. Hope it doesn't get to me. Like that.
Dear, that would have injured someone whose skull wasn't so thick. Another lap would be the end of you, Dark Knight, and I can't quite bring myself to stop the fun so soon. Your next key awaits.
Oh, good. The fun part.
Can you trust him, Catwoman? Can you trust?
And here we go.
Congratulations, Catwoman. You proved yourself able to follow simple directions.
As before, now we have another challenge to go ahead and do this race as fast as possible in the on the hardest configuration. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that as well.
Simulation activated.
Not my best time, but actually it is my best time. Hey, I'll take it.
I must say, Dark Knight, that your desperate fumblings have exceeded my admittedly rather meager expectations. I am impressed. This must be how naturalists felt upon observing chimpanzees using tools for the first time. Did you know, Detective, that the cleverest chimps can even obey simple instructions? It's true. Let's try it, shall we? Go to Gotham Casino for your next test, and I'll give you a banana.
I was thinking about starting to tackle the, something else here, but I figured, actually it's so close. I mean, I might as well go here.
Detective, I can't tell you how pleased I am that you're playing along with my little game. You literally cannot imagine what it's like to be so intellectually removed from the rest of the human race. I couldn't honestly say you offer me a battle of wits, Dark Knight, but your feeble resistance makes a pleasant change from the instant capitulation of everyone else.
So this one will not be a race. This one's another one of the Riddler's puzzle rooms.
Oh dear, Dark Knight. What a pity you couldn't bring the Batwing to this one.
This one's mostly a challenge to see if you figured out the whole Batmobile launching thing. You do need to build up your momentum before launching out of it, or you really just won't have the airtime you need to complete this. All you have to do is bounce off of these pressure pads on the walls.
Two down, Detective. Be careful of the death trap en route to the next one.
If you take a bit of time to figure out the whole thing, Nigma will make fun of you and say, "Oh, well, you know, maybe it's more like you're more like a flying squirrel than a bat, haha." But you know, Nigma's a jerk. I don't have to give him the satisfaction.
Literally as capable as the digit-flapping mammal you pointlessly pretend to be. The next key awaits you.
More cabinets. Great. I love this part.
Ready to die, my dear?
Okay, time to possibly maybe die. Well, this is not how I wanted to spend my night.
Another key collected. I trust you're not giving her false hope, Detective.
Oh good, more fun.
Well, Dark Knight Detective, you have passed another test. I cannot help but admire the spirit with which you have thrown yourself into a task for which you are woefully under-equipped. I almost feel guilty when I contemplate what's coming, but not so guilty that I'm going to call it off. Head back to the orphanage, Detective. Another of my riddle rooms is waiting.
Now, it is possible to almost finish off the Riddler's side quest.
Back to the orphanage. Selena's waiting.
I can only imagine what cruel game Mr. Nigma has in store for you and Ms. Kyle.
Now, as before, you won't really have a full sense of closure for the Riddler until you grab all of the riddles in the game. Yeah, that's normal at this point. But you can actually get a lot of his side quests done without having picked up all the riddles. Pretty much every time you run into it, though, you can only do so much before you're blocked off from the next portion of it because, well, the car doesn't have access to Founder's Island yet. But we'll get there.
How are you doing?
Can't fault the entertainment. Eddie just lectured me on the 13 innovations that let him pack this collar with his custom-designed plastic explosive.
You must be honored.
At being what? Your motivation? Come on, the next puzzle room's waiting.
Can I just say I really enjoy that line? Catwoman's pissed off about being Batman's motivation.
Greetings to my costumed contestants. Your next challenge is simple. Guide an electric charge to its destination. I hope the varying amounts of pressure don't get to you.
Eddie's problem?
Fanatic narcissism, egocentrism, and megalomania, crossed with severe obsessive compulsion.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Hey, don't shove.
The counterweights move further when I step on the pads.
You are getting older. Maybe it's time to add a few extra notches to the utility belt.
So, easy enough. It's just something of a timing and placement puzzle.
Move over, would you?
Congratulations to the dementedly dressed duo. Your key awaits. Oh, but what's this? An electrified floor?
Electrified floor?
You do it. You still owe me for Arkham City.
Goodness, you figured it out already. Well, you better grab that key and be on your way. Meet the second generation of my android allies. I've built a variant specifically tailored to each of your dubious abilities.
As usual, red for Catwoman, blue for Batman. You can't counter the opposite color when you are playing a particular character, nor can you attack them or else you'll receive a nasty electric shock. You can swap characters, however.
There's more where that came from, man. I built a highly efficient production line. All the danger of battle combined with all the fun of riddle solving. You can thank me. You know what, Detective? I'm glad you solved this riddle. Because it takes you one step closer to the riddle that kills you.
Riddle that kills you.
Don't worry, Riddler. I'm glad I solved this riddle too.
Eddie really hates you, doesn't he?
He's an ego-driven narcissist who can't let anyone else win.
Gee, if only you'd met under different circumstances.
His obsession's getting worse. He's going after my allies.
Ally? After this, I think we should dial it back to known associate for a while.
This was nothing, Dark Knight, nothing. A new trial awaits you, Detective, by Divinity Church, and I'm waiting too.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I haven't checked, I think at this point Divinity Church is over on Founders Island, so we won't be able to do that one until we get Batmobile access to that island.
Great news, Bats. I was just hanging out in hell, you know, because you killed me and sent me there, and you'll never guess who I saw. That's right, your dead girlfriend, Talia al Ghul. Now don't worry, I asked, and she's totally cool with Cat Lady having a go on the old scratching post. She also says, ow, ow, is this a bullet in my sternum or a broken heart?
You know, I gotta tell you, I like Mark Hamill in this game. I do like how they used him. There's not too many other things we can do at the moment, except for maybe a new Season of Infamy mission.
Unfortunate news, sir. Members of the League of Assassins have been spotted on the rooftops of Mirkani Island. Well, I presume it's the League, sir. The reporting officer's precise words were, and I quote, crazy-ass ninjas.
Thanks, Alfred. I'll investigate.
Can I just say how much I appreciate Alfred saying crazy-ass ninjas?
You and me, we're gonna talk about Riddler.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
You're too kind.
Please join me next time when we once again find the head of the demon. Until then, good night, Gotham.